Welcome back, everybody. This is Urban Sprawl, and recently the server has been updated, so we are now running 1.21.6, which means some things have broken. And as you can see behind me, my little LA friends are flying around inside. The leads that were keeping them in place, collecting all the wool, no longer work, and they have been flying around everywhere, and I've been doing my best to try and keep them inside their enclosure, but I haven't worked out how to yet. So I'll show you what I mean, and if you've got any solutions, I'd love to hear from you. So if we come over here, there's the enclosure. So you can see the fence post in the middle with the torch on it is where they were all originally tethered to. And we updated the server, and I came down to the wool shed, and they were all flying around everywhere, and all the leads were non-existent. So I'm not sure what's happened, but I tried to collect them on their leads again, and they didn't hold. So now all my LAs are flying around the place. I tried to enclose it with fence posts, but I think they can glitch through. I don't know how to. I'm thinking I might need to make the walls of this enclosure out of glass blocks or something like that. And my poor LAs are very confused at the moment, these ones inside. I did originally, when I got on the server yesterday and realised what had happened, I spent some time getting them all back in that enclosure through the trapdoor which covers the space above the note block. So I would open this trapdoor and then open the other trapdoor, and they would fly through. And it took me some time to get them all in there, and I came back on today and we've had some escapees. So there's 3 little LAs in here who are desperate to get to their wool and to collect it, and they can't. So I don't know what to do as far as this goes. So you can see all the light grey wool building up out there, because there's the light grey wool there. So the wool farm is semi-operational at the moment. We've got some wool being collected and some colours not being collected. Yes, I don't know what to do about that, but that's future me's problem, I think. But what I've also been doing over here is doing some smelting. There we go. I'll just set that going for a bit. Okay, so we've got the semi-super smelter, smelting some stone, and the last bit of sand into smooth sandstone. If you remember, our next project is to build a museum, and I've mapped it out. Now I'm just gathering some resources. This is going to be a big building, and I have decided to go 2-storey. It is going to dwarf the town hall and the courthouse. It's going to make them look very small. I don't think I'll get it done in this episode, but I'd like to get it started. And that's what the semi-super smelter is doing. It's helping us get some resources. So I'll just go check that. And then I might take you out and show you the floor plans. So here we are at the back of the hospital and the back entrance to the courthouse. If you remember, the little path running along behind me is where the criminals are transported to the holding cell before they face the court. So this is the back area. These are pretty, I mean, they're not massive buildings as far as Minecraft goes, but in this city, they're some of the bigger buildings. Let me show you the floor plan for the museum. There it is. This is going to be a big building. If I just pop over this way, I'm just going to pop into F4 mode so we can get a bird's eye view. There's the floor plan. So that bit of land, I've flattened this out and I've straightened up the path. There's a museum. So there's the main entrance with the double doors. There's going to be some sort of skeletal relic here. It's going to be an information booth. There are 3 rooms on each side. There's going to be a staircase that goes up and is in this curved space, which I'm thinking of doing that in glass. So there's a curved glass wall at the back, which has got the staircase in it. And it's going to go up to a second or a first floor, depending on where you come from. It's going to go up to the next floor and have very similar layout and probably another sculpture or something in here. So there's going to be lots of paintings on the walls, archaeological digs reconstructed, and lots of history on show. So that's the idea. So as you can see, it is a very large building. This will be the biggest building in the city to date. And because of that, it might take me a few weeks to build, but I do want to get the foundation set today. So the foundation I've decided is going to be of mud brick and the floor is going to be smooth stone. I'd like to start and see how far we get in this episode. And of course it's raining. Fantastic. So around the edges is going to be mud brick. Then all this interior is going to be smooth stone. And then we're going to be using sandstone, a mix of sandstone and some other textures for the walls. And I would like to put a gradient in. So it's just a shame it's raining. I'd really like it to stop raining. Time lapses in the rain are a little bit boring to watch, so please stop raining. And it's not even night time yet, so I can't go to bed. Please stop raining. I guess while it's raining, I might go back to the blacksmiths and see how much more sandstone I have got stored there. Ah, excellent. I was worried that we would run out. Oh, wonderful. Excellent. I might just trundle this back to the work site. Finally, the rain stopped. Okay. So my goal for this episode is to get the groundworks done. So the floor. And if I get that done and I have enough resources, that's excellent. If I get the floor done today, I'm happy. And then I can spend some more time getting resources. I would normally spend a long time getting resources, but I want to get this started. I'm very excited. So let's go. That didn't last very long. I knew that I didn't have much smooth stone, but that's not even That's not even a quarter of the floor that I need to cover. So I've got a lot of resource gathering to do, I think, and I reckon I need to start with gathering coal for the semi-super smelter. I've been trying to make charcoal, but digging trees down's a burden, so I might do a fly around and hit some mines and try and find some more coal. Yeah, I need some more smooth stone. I was getting a little bit worried that I didn't have any cobblestone left. The blacksmith's is empty of cobblestone, but then I remembered I did flatten a big mound out this way, and I've got chests and chests of cobble. So I can get smelting and hopefully finish the floor to the museum. So yes, chests and chests of cobblestone. I don't think I'll be running out of cobblestone anytime soon. Which is good because that's a big building. Okay, let's go in and get the semi-super smelter going and get this turned into stone and then smooth stone. Now there should be 3 allays in here. Yep, they're still there. Just realised I don't have any food on me, so I need to go and find some. I normally like beef. Beef's a good source of energy, but I think we're going to have to settle for pigs because there's not many cows around. Yes, I could use a sword, but this cooks the meat. It's going to be a big building. Do you remember when walking between the village and the wool shed seemed such a long walk? I remember that. And now I'm flying everywhere and walking just doesn't seem to be have much of an impact anymore. We're getting there. You might be wondering why I've left the dirt blocks where they are. It's not for looks. In my test world, I actually had those dirt blocks set out with mud brick as the walls. But I soon realised when I came back to the real world that if I was to lay out the walls with mud brick, I'd run out of mud brick. So I've just substituted dirt blocks because they're going to be covered in wool anyway. And I don't want to go through my mud bricks too quickly. So they're just where the walls are going to go and nothing more. Although it does look very pretty, I must say, with the smooth stone. It looks like a very well manicured garden and pavers. Back to it. I've decided to start the facade. The floor is taking a long time to smelt, and I'm pretty sure if I go and check the semi-super smelter, it's probably out of coal already. So there's that. Rather than having this much progress for the episode, I'm going to start the facade and work with the gradient. So I've got sandstone, I've got mud brick, and I believe birch. So there's the facade of the museum. Don't think I've quite got the gradient right at the bottom. I might need to tweak that over the next couple of episodes, but I do like the black panes of glass in the windows. It gives it a very modern feel to it, plus any artefacts that have been dug up from hundreds of years ago probably don't like being in the sunlight, so it's a good thing we've got black glass blocking all that UV. The roof, I reckon, is going to be black tiles, again, like the hospital and a few other buildings. But I've got an idea that I'd like to show you. Let's go through here. So this is the entrance. There's going to be a relic here, so a dinosaur skeleton or something like that. But what I was thinking, the next floor up is going to be where that line of creeper faces is. And I was just thinking of having this area 2 stories tall, because I was wanting to have a glass dome in the middle of the roof and have all the different points of the roof flowing down to this glass dome. So I was thinking maybe having these walls go all the way to the roof. This will be open so that big dome of glass can let light in to this area. I think that would be rather nice. And I don't know if I'll keep the next floor up broken into these 3 rooms, or if I'll open it up and have 2 big rooms on each end. I might play with the first floor a little bit, but we've made a bit of progress. A little bit of progress. We still need a lot of smooth stone for the floor. The semi-super smelter is working overtime trying to get that done for me. But we've got what, 70% of the floor done, maybe. We've got the facade done, which I am really enjoying. I do like the colour palette that I've gone for. It gives it a very old feel, but with a modern twist. The museum has begun, and I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes over the next couple of weeks, where we do a little bit of work on this every now and then, and even head into the Nether to find, I think it's a Soul Sand Valley, a Soul Sand Valley where you find those skeletal remains. So I might need to brave it in the Nether again, which I'm excited about and nervous about at the same time. But there you go. So that's it for the episode. If you liked it, hit the like button and please subscribe. I'm No Spring Chicken, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Can't go outside. You can't go outside.